One of the main issue was them bringing MMR. Like I don't know why they brought MMR.
What do you mean bringing MMR?
The matchmaking system, like skill rating.
It's a Wesker and he's on me.
Yeah, I'm doing a Genwa thing.
I don't know how MMR works.
Well, like the main issue with it is, so the thing is why there's a lot less like killers. It's because the game is heavily unbalanced, and basically the better you play, the better survivors you play against. But you don't really, the game isn't really skillful if you think about it, because if the minute you play against a good Swift, chances are you're just gonna lose this killer, because that's how it always been. So it's like people don't find that fun, so there's significantly less killers. And then when you do try to play killer, everyone's on survivors, so there's killer queue times are like infinite.
I want better survivors. Like I want to go against a good Swift. I mean, I don't get them that often.
Ideally, yeah, you do, but like sometimes it's just a headache because it just really opens up how unbalanced the game is for survivors.
Well, I want the challenge because I'm a nurse main and I don't get much of a challenge. So it's like I really kind of want. I actually want, like, I want people that are gonna teabag me and click their flashlights at me and try to bully me.
I mean, yeah, I don't mind it either, but the far majority of people don't.
The thing is,
because what also happens is for like casual survivors, like the killers are gonna camp in tunnel more. And they think the killers do it because it's toxic, or they're trying to be toxic, but no, they do that because they have to do that to win.
Yep, I just made a video on that the other day, like explaining why killers have to camp in tunnel. Oh, he's coming right for me.
I mean, it's annoying, but I do it myself as killer. I'm not doing it to be like a toxic asshole. I just do it because I want to win.
It's kind of like a strategy. Oh man, he's basically tunneling me right now. Yeah, I mean, in a sense, because I was already hooked. I don't know. I guess somebody else was, but
because like I'm sure you already know, but it's like if you're playing nice, like let's even say like you just use that strategy at the start of the game as killer, camp or tunnel or whatever. Then the minute you play nice, it's like, wow, how the hell did I lose that game? Because you played nice for like a 1 minute or something.
Yeah, you're basically forced to be sweaty, right?
Yeah, that's why people kind of don't like MMR.
The problem that I might have, I'm not sure, people have told me this, but I let a lot of people live in a lot of games, and I mean more than just giving the last person the hatch, like literally sometimes letting all four of them walk out. Like I'll hook them all twice, slug them to where they're like completely defeated, and then I'll pick them up, let them do the generators and leave. And people say that that's messing up my MMR. It's making me like not get better teams.
Well, yeah, because basically,
do I have to kill them?
Yeah, to get your MMR, it's based off kills, and for survivors, it's escapes.
Are you sure of that?
100% I am.
How do you know it?
Because, do you know about, like, the meme of, one of the developers? Basically, he was saying, because the flaw of the MMR system is, basically, because it works around kills equals, like, your MMR goes up, and escapes equals your MMR goes up, and hatch doesn't increase MMR if you escape from it. But basically, what's the gist of the MMR system is basically that and why people don't take the MMR system seriously is because the developer says, well, if you made skill plays and you didn't get the kill, is it really skill? Like, think about it. So, what kind of makes that completely flawed is, let's say someone just plays Bubba and just base camps every survivor he gets. Is that really skill? Like, but he gets the kill though, so according to the developer, that Bubba is the best player pretty much. Like, that's not how that works. Because basically, if let's just say me for example, I 5-gen chase this nemesis, but then I die, my MMR doesn't go up, it goes down. So it's like, okay, that doesn't make sense. I just 5-gen chase this nemesis.
They should base it more on something like your points or something. Because if you're getting a lot of points, then you're at least, it's like evidence that you're doing things. You're at least doing.
Yeah, but then we have like people running Prove Thyself, or No One Left Behind, or any perk that increases blood points. So that's kind of rigging it too a bit.
So what should they base it on?
Something you're already doing.
Trying to go to the hook, but I hear the terror radius.
He's chasing me at the moment.
See, but for me as a survivor, I find it like a lot of times it feels like the killers kind of dominate.
Are you solo?
No, I'm usually with people, but maybe we're not the best.
It might be, then yeah, that's probably the reason. Because the game is actually balanced around like casual play. So basically, like, because the majority of the people that play this game, far majority, are casuals, and they balance it around that. And you can't really play casual as killer. Like, that's just not a thing.
Yeah,
yeah, it may seem like killers dominate, but it's because the survivors probably aren't the best, or not running like 4 second chance perks and stuff. Like me, I'm very competitive in this. Like, I practically always run second chance perks.
Like what?
Off the record, dead hard. I use Reassurance.
What does that do?
It pauses the hook timer for 30 seconds.
Oh, you run by and press a button?
Yeah.
My question about that is, if you're gonna run by the hook, why not just save the person? Is that just for if somebody's camping them?
Camping? It's actually a tournament banned perk already. Because you can either be above or below them. Like, let's say it's on Midwich. The killer hook's on the first floor and I'm on the second floor standing right above him. I can still apply it. And so the strategy to beating the Bubba is, if he's face camping the first person, to just do generators. And basically, you use Reassurance on that person.
To give them longer time.
Yeah, that's 30 extra seconds everyone has to do gens. Like, that is such a significant amount.
Can you use it on the same person twice?
Yeah.
But not on the same hook?
No, not on the same hook.
So you could use it on everybody. Every time somebody's hook, you can use it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking of using that perk. I just didn't really know how
like,
it worked.
If Oni is using his power and he needs to camp, if somehow you can maybe get the Reassurance off, well, there you go.
You're just buying a lot of extra time.
If not wasting his power completely. It's kind of situational, but...
So you said it's banned in tournaments?
Well, yeah. Because in tournaments, killers camp. They have to. That's considering they even get a hook. Because most of the time in tournaments, depending on how good the Swift is, it's virtually impossible for the killer to get a hook.
Really?
Yeah, like the number
regardless
one
of the killer.
team. Yeah, like, but so what people have been doing more is they've been playing the plague and artists. So the reason why they've been playing the plague is because basically protection hits are kind of broken. We know that, and the plague prevents protection hits. Uh, Something else. The artist, just like your typical map control killers, like blight, nurse, plague, artist. They've been using more. But then again, it's like the reason why I don't like Dead by Daylight tournaments is because they normally ban like almost half of the survivor perks, and survivors can't. I don't know how it works entirely, but I know survivors can't have too many of the same perks because if they did, it's just broken. But the point is, they still completely dominate like the sweaty top tournament killers, even without all of that. So just imagine like in public matches, 4 second chance perks on each survivor. They bring syringes, med kits, like all that stuff it's totally not fair. Because in tournaments, it's almost every survivor thing is not allowed. It's just because it's really not fair. It really isn't. I'm not even saying this like because I play killer. I clearly play both sides. But they just need to take away MMR.
Well, right now what I play is nurse with no perks and no add-ons, and I rarely find a challenge. So maybe
Yeah,
I'm just
sometimes it is like that because even with MMR, there's still a far majority of casuals. So like another thing that I've also noticed, which is also kind of true, there's a lot less like sweaty players in NA. Like EU, for example, is most of the sweat lords are at. NA does have them, 100% they do. It's not nearly as common.
So you're saying in the European servers are better players? Oh, you got me.
I would say there's definitely more better players. Like I'm not saying like NA players can't entirely be better, but they're just not as sweaty. Like for example, like in like I'll say like the DVD Discord for LFG. Most of the people in there are NA, and they just want to play the game of Survivor. But every time you see like an EU person, they're like, EU, have 5,000 hours, play good or kick. Like what the heck?
So the last game I played the other day was with Nurse, and what happened was they were really like rushing the gens hard, and I in a way like tunneled. Like I hooked one, but then I hooked another, and then I went back and hooked the first one again, and then I was going to hit them. Like they had already been hooked twice, and I was going after them, and they literally just disconnected. And
Yeah, so that's actually another thing. People in NA will bitch a lot more because at least the people in EU that play Survivor in like a Swift, they 100% understand that like, hey, killers kind of have to do this in a way. That's why there's like not as much like disconnects because people don't want to play against like Blight with Alkering, Nurse with double range add-ons. I mean, it happens in every country, but EU's a bit more understanding of like, hey, you're playing killer, we respect you a bit more, even though you do camp and tunnel. It's because all of them are just really competitive over there.
so what happened was after they disconnected. Oh, what just happened? I'm the last one.
Yeah, I was getting chased that whole time.
Oh boy, I'm dead. I didn't realize I was the last one. Yeah, I'm toast. On my terms, buddy. Yeah, but you see, like, we just got destroyed.
I mean, well, for one thing, no one's on like comms, like communicating like that. This Dwight is not very good. The build is trash. He only had 8k blood points. The Fang, like the Fang is bringing a broken key with like reveal survivor add-ons, and then she's running empathetic connection. Like, are you serious? That makes no sense. So it's like,
What is that?
That's usually how it is. Killer, like,
Let me see
solo
what
queue
you're running.
survivor is like the worst thing in the game.
Yeah, I won't even play
like,
it.
It's hardest to win.
I won't even play solo. At least I have to at least be with one person. I'm wondering if I should get Reassurance. Is Rebecca perk? Oh, okay. I gotta level her up. So that's new then. How's my build look?
Dang, I missed it. I think it was Unbreakable, Windows of Opportunity.
Vigil and Sprint Burst.
Honestly, probably the only thing I'd change would be Windows of Opportunity.
To what?
Like Off the Record or Dead Hard. Or Adrenaline.
But Adrenaline you only get use out of one time.
Nice to see the
It doesn't matter. You heal a health state instantly and get a Sprint Burst. Like that's kind of very overpowered.
When I ran that perk, I felt like I didn't get much. Like, it came in clutch one time. I was on the ground, and it picked me up. And that was, like, the one time I ever got value from it. That was, like, I mean, I got the Sprint Burst, but I didn't need it. And...
So, the thing is why it's also kind of broken is because, let's say the gens pop and then you get hooked. Well, you get off the hook and you're instantly healed. Like, that's kind of...
If you're being carried while the gen's popping?
Yeah, even if you're being carried, you still will heal that health state.
How come some people swear by Windows? Like, I just had it on because I didn't have, like, I didn't really have something better that I could think of. But Reassurance sounds pretty cool. And Dead Hard, I was never able to, like, time that. And, like, people say Dead Hard is, like, done now, but I guess if you know how to use...
Not. It's still one of the best perks in the game. It's just, like, you just can't get as much value out of it anymore. Like, the way it's kind of used... It can be used taking protection hits. Like basically, if you play it smart, if you're near a pallet, basically the killer is kind of forced to hit you because if you have Dead Hard and you're near the pallet, the killer kind of has to swing. Because if they don't, well, the survivor just drops the pallet and they get away and they still have Dead Hard. It's like, oh, I'm on an exegate, I have it 99. Well, I dead-hearted your hit where you had to hit me. I opened the gate since 99 and I still just escaped. Like, it's definitely not as good, but it's still very, very good.
Yeah, I guess if you
I'd
really
argue
know
it's
how to
probably
time
still
it.
one of the best exhaustion perks. Okay. I guess we will wait for them this time. Because, they noticed.
So right with that game that the person disconnected, right? So I hooked a few of them a couple more times and basically they were done. Like they were done as far as like they were the other two, one was dying on the hook, another one was on the hook and another one was down. And what I did was I picked up the one that was down and brought them to the hook, let them wiggle out and save the person. And I let two of them, I opened the gate and let two of them leave. And because I felt bad because like there was a disconnect, so I feel like, you know, it's not really fair. So I let two of them leave, right? And then they still complained and cried about it in the end game chat and said like, "Oh, you tunneled."
Yeah, that's why I
And I'm
kind of
like,
don't even show sympathy for
I'm like, dude,
survivors.
I'm like, I literally carried one of you to the hook, let you wiggle out, save the other person, open the gate, and let you live. And you're crying about saying that I tunneled? Like,
Yep,
you're not going to get
that's-
another killer that's ever going to do that.
Especially with MMR. Yeah, I mean, they complain regardless. Okay, I'm gonna join. I'm gonna invite you.
Are they good or something, the people you're with?
Well, one of them got off. He's in the Asian servers and he's kind of a potato. The other one's the autistic one is actually kind of, I'd say, a goddess at this game. She has
Is that,
6K hours.
is that who we're with?
Yeah. I mean, she's pretty damn good.
Is Soul Guard good?
No. By the way, this is EU server.
So it's going to be even harder.
Yeah.
See, the thing about off the record is I like to be like productive and doing gens, so I feel like I don't get much out
The
of
thing
it.
is, Killer's Tunnel. You went off the record. And even if you do interact with something for 80 seconds, you're making no noise. And which is overpowered.
Is
That's
it
why they
no
nerfed
noise
Iron
or
Will
is it
at first.
75% reduced? Is it like old Iron Will or new Iron Will?
Old Iron Will.
Oh, I just ran out of blood points. Nice. And Ada is a lot more quiet. Somebody said Ada was really quiet. So off the record is meta now.
Oh my god, yeah. I run it every time.
Would you say Unbreakable is?
Unbreakable is always meta.
But what about Vigil?
It's okay. It's more of like a coordination thing.
I was using it with Sprint Burst.
Yeah, actually that's so when like playing on ping, Vigil, Sprint Burst, and uh self-aware is good. Because like most exhaustion perks, sometimes you're just gonna get hit anyway. Like if you use Lithe, or you're gonna get hit in a vault because it's ping.
What do you mean by
Uh,
ping?
It's not our server, or we're in Europe right now.
So we're gonna have like a delay, basically.
Yeah. So it's like on our screen we may vault, but like on the killer screen, it's like
They're gonna
they're
hit us.
yeah.
So why self-aware? Makes you walk faster, so you're gonna get your exhaustion back quicker.
Yeah, because if you're running, progress towards exhaustion cooldown is 0. But if you're walking faster with vigil, at least you're getting her on the map. And walking is faster than crouching, so if you're running a build like that, you never run urban evasion ever. Just run self-aware.
Do you think lightweight's any good?
Absolutely not.